Welcome to those who have joined us all here on a beautiful, clear evening. The conditions contributing to a fantastic atmosphere in the stands. This really is the place to be. I'm Peter Drury, and joining me here, our expert, Jim Beglin.
Hi Peter, it's great to be here.
Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. So we're very much on the way now. Looking to play him in. Oh, no joy this time. Searching passes played there. Rodrigo finding himself in space. And there's the shot! Oh, well hit, very well hit, actually. Madrid with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. Madrid are looking to go forward now. Can he get it through? Oh, Red, nice interception. Looking for options for movement. Courtois with the clearance. Well, they've got it back in a hurry. Rudiger spots it and intercepts. Rodrigo. Oh, that's fabulous. Jim, who do you pick out as the telling individual today?
Well, Peter, I've been hugely impressed with what I've seen so far from this guy, Jude Bellingham.
He's in, must be! Rodrigo! Oh, so close to what would have been a memorable goal.
Rodrigo certainly looked hungry and exciting on the ball. Confidence is at play here.
That's been intercepted. Valverde. That's really well manoeuvred. Over to the right flank. That was good alertness. Still goalless. Alexander-Arnold kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Madrid do have a chance to counter here. Not a hint of offside here. He is... Oh, shooting chance! Same again, same outcome.
Madrid really have stepped it up now. They could have been a bit more greedy and forced the issue.
That has ended up in no man's land. Always goal side. This looks promising. And the cross comes in. Oh, it's a nice idea, but he's going for goal! Boy, he struck that clean. Valverde. Now it's Rodrigo.
Madrid always have been a side that are known for pressing, a style that's very high tariff, Peter.
But it can pay off big time, can't it?
Yeah, just about every top side are doing this now.
Courtois is there to clear. Great vision. Spread neatly. Bellingham receives it in a wide position. Alexander-Arnold deals with that comfortably.
Well, yet another interception and a show of anticipation to be commended.
Threads one in. Well played. That has snuffed out the danger. That's a lovely, neat pass. Vinicius Junior. Great chance! Not a bad try by any means.
Yeah, it's good movement, though. A bit unlucky he couldn't actually steer it goalwards.
Now it's Rodrigo. Great work on the overlap. Courtois claims it without any fuss. He's felt that, hasn't he? Tries to play it through, and he plays one through. That's the keeper's ball.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
Eder Militao kept his eye on it, and he's there. Can he get on the end of this? He's through here. But it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Well, the pass wasn't good enough, and he knows it.
And that pass is somewhat less than ideal.
Madrid clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
And he's got away from it. Rodrigo! And it's a goal!
Surprise, surprise. Look who turns up to give his side the ultimate lift before the break. Now we can look forward to a whole different game in this second half.
Well, it's taken a big deflection, but boy, he will want that one.
En el minuto 42, el dorsal 11.
Madrid have fired themselves in front.
Well, I think the managers are going to have to scrap whatever they had in mind for the half-time team talks. One has got to tone it up now and the other has to tone it down.
Could be danger here. Bellingham. The only breakthrough then came late in the first half here, and that is the difference. And the score is 1-0. Oh, he's burst through. Oh, well played, well played. And this could be the final action of the first half. That's the end of the first 45. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here. How's the first half compared with your expectation?
Well, this is when you need your players to step up, Peter. Be brave, see all that courage. They need to have a big start to the second half to give them some momentum, and they're not going to get that if they're being too risk-averse.
Madrid can be fairly satisfied then. It's so far so good for them, and it's 1-0 at the break. So straight into the second half.
Well, if you're ahead, it's a good time to start moving the ball quicker, Peter. Entice your opponents out. See if you can open them up a bit more.
Oh, what a mistake! Shapes to shoot! And it's in! Two to the good, and they are purring. Absolutely purring. And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Madrid are such an adept counter-attacking team. They produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal, and it's very impressive.
Madrid are now luxuriating in a two-goal lead.
Yeah, and you have to say that the contrast of moods are very visible now. They really fancy themselves to go and wrap things up.
Goulet. Now it's Vinicius Junior. And it's Arda Goulet. Bellingham is the guilty party there. Well, the ref's been lenient here. I doubt he'll get too many more chances. Vinicius Junior running with intent. Mbappe has it in a wide position. Now can he... And the finish! And a neat finish! And that really is so impressive.
I'm not making any apologies, but I was willing him to supply the finish, and he came up trumps.
Just one in it now.
What a difference a half-time rocket from the manager can make. This is exactly the response he'd be looking for.
And he was quick to react. 60 minutes played. That's where it came from. It's all a little bit desperate, but it's got the job done.
Oh, that's brilliantly defended, though. It looked destined for a goal.
Bellingham wins the duel this time, and he welcomes it in. That's a cute ball. Pass somewhat off target. Aimed beyond the defence. There's the shot! Mbappe with the challenge, and he has given away a free kick. And just to confirm that the referee did issue a yellow card for that earlier incident. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Well, Jim, it is abundantly clear that the tone of this game has changed markedly within the last few moments.
Well, it has, because the deficit has now been halved, Peter, and because of that, it seems to have developed into some sort of shock for them, and it's going to be very interesting to see how they can take it on from here.
That's going wide left, and the counter is on. He's got away. They're urging him to shoot.
Well, it's definitely the right attitude and application, Peter. They've got to keep pushing.
They're coming again and again.
Well, the question now is whether they can sustain it.
Now it's Mbappe. Oh, he's on his own, and the shot! It's a goal! Right back in it! Almost no time remaining. Game still on. The lightness of step, the sharpness of movement, the certainty of finish. Well, what a game we have on our hands here.
Well, this is to be expected, Peter. When you've got two strong teams of fairly equal standing, the outcome should all come down to finishing.
Real chance! A real chance and a real let-off.
Madrid really are good at what they're doing. They'll gladly take any opportunity to launch that counter.
Oh, there's a probing ball. Now it's Mbappe. Knocks it into space. Can he latch on to this? Alexander, and he shoots! And that's a real chance missed.
Alexander-Arnold has delivered a really costly miss. It could have been their last chance to win it.
Well, he's going to be disappointed with that. Mbappe. Oh, he's found support out wide. And that has been cleared. That's a corner kick. Punched away. Oh, what has happened here? That's a decent clearance.
Well, there's no doubt that they want to win this, Peter. They'll have to maintain the energy and dynamism until the very end, though.
Oh, easy pickings there. Oh, that looks a cracking ball. And he's managed to get rid.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
4 minutos de descuento.
They'll have one final crack at it. Lovely feet. And the pass is intercepted. Takes a shot! It's loose and there's a race for the ball. He's trying his best to keep it in play here. Oh, great chance! Chance for a shot! Into a minimum of 4 minutes additional time. Bellingham. Now try to spin that positively. I certainly can't. So that's it. It is all over. A draw and a highly unpredictable one. Fair share of momentum shifts. Highly entertaining until the very end. Valverde claiming the Man of the Match award, and there is very little room for argument. Well, what are your thoughts on today's game then, Jim?
Yeah, this looked the most likely outcome, but we've had a good variety in this game, despite it being anticlimactic.
Well, that's it for tonight's match, so it just remains for me to thank Jim Beglin alongside me, and to wish you all a very good evening. So hello and welcome to everybody who has joined us for the build-up to this occasion of ultimate tribalism. And as you would expect, that build-up has been remarkable. They fight here not just for the pride of their manor, but in the ultimate show of one-upmanship. And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. So it is time to let them at it.
Well, what a game this is, Peter. The pressure on both sets of players is tremendous, and they're both expected to win no matter what. It doesn't matter if you're contesting a title, a final, or just playing for pride. This one's always special.
We are just getting started. And when these two meet, generally speaking, sparks fly. Passionate, emotional, blood-boiling, sometimes angry, always the same, yet every time a little different. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. And here's Alvarez. Oh, it's a loose touch and the ball is anyone's. No, not quite on the same way. Could be danger here. Alvarez! And kept out by the most elastic of saves.
That'll earn him a few high fives. Probably feels he could have been better protected, though.
Towering header! He will be livid with himself. Aimed beyond the defence. And reclaimed it in a trice. Pass somewhat off target.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
Now it's Mbappe. He's had it taken off him. Baina. Now it's Alvarez. Oh, that's a key interception. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Griezmann might just make this. Baina. Oh, that's neat. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. Great vision. And here's Alvarez.
Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the top.
That could spell trouble.
Might want to be careful there.
Little doubt, that is a foul. Yellow or red? It is red. Well, this is worrying. He is not the sort of player who tends to stay down. Well, no question, Jim, the referee has seen that as a professional foul.
Well, it's never nice to see something like that, is it? But that's what it says in the letter of the law. He's got to go.
Played towards the front line. Llorente, defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. Great chance! And he's found the net! And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
They have what they wanted, the first breakthrough.
Well, the roof's just about stayed on, but the crowd level has gone up a notch or 10.
Stood up well to him there. That's going wide left. Plays it through.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
It looks as though the ref has given a penalty. He has. And he could not have picked a worse time to give one away. The chance to pull further clear. And they're running away with it. A time for a cool head, and that is precisely what he showed.
I just think the keeper committed himself too early.
Madrid are sitting pretty, 2-0 up.
To be expected, Peter. They've gone and stepped it up, something they've been threatening to do and will continue to do by the looks of it.
He's had a fair tumble under that challenge. And he's been shifted off it. And it's Barrios. Now it's Alvarez. Can he finish? And it's there! A momentary lapse mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely lethal.
Oh, that was beautifully done. They were ready to pounce and they were clinical when the opportunity presented itself.
A shift in momentum, perhaps.
Oh, we have a very different game on our hands now, all of a sudden. This one's totally up for grabs.
He has found a way through. Oh, he's played it in low. Baena. Now it's Alvarez. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Can he get on the end of this? Time perhaps for one last twist before half-time. That has ended up in no man's land. Baena! Well, that is one way to stop him. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Well, that's well seen too.
That's positional gold, the utilisation of space.
And he's definitely onside. Can he finish? And they've got rid. Koke. Bellingham. Baena. Alvarez. Oh, well played. That has snuffed out the danger. Now it's Simeone.
This is the time you need that pace.
Well, quality clearly deserted him at the crucial moment.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, you know, and they have every right to be.
Spread out to the left. Into stoppage time, whistle due any moment. Nicely weighted ball. Valverde is in a really good position out wide. Koke. And it's half-time. Well, the scoreline at half-time, a fair reflection of things overall, you'd have to say that. There was certainly no lack of effort or endeavour in the first half. So your views on the first half?
Well, Peter, there's no doubting that the situation is quite bleak when you're not only losing, but a man down as well. And while the break is most welcome in giving the opportunity for the players to regroup, there's no doubting that the next 45 minutes are going to be extremely difficult.
Well, the players definitely know they're in a derby. More of the same to come after the break, you can be sure of that. Well, that is the first half done, and we are ready for what follows in the second. So straight into the second half.
Well, I think starting this half in a strong manner is essential, Peter, if you're chasing the game, which they are. You know, go with intent and purpose. Let your opponents know you're not just going to quietly bow down.
Oh, he's having a go! A collective sigh of relief from the defence. Mendy. And that is a little undercooked.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
Tries a shot! It's run loose. Who's going to get there? Takes a shot! This their second corner of the game. And it's hoisted clear. And now a sudden chance to counter. Baina.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
That has not gone well. Brahim Diaz. And this is Griezmann. That's put paid to the danger. He's shifting through the gears here. Oh, shooting chance! Nearly, but not quite.
Alvarez is clearly kicking himself here. He knew that was a great opportunity.
Well timed, excellent interception. So can they find a way to turn around this deficit? He is through here. He's found some space. Decent chance! And that is certainly not what he had in mind.
Well, there's always that risk, Peter, when a team commits too many numbers forward. You can't help but leave some gaps at the back.
Llorente. Koke. Now it's Mbappe. Simeone, not the most accurate pass. Oh, it's come to nothing. And now they can clear their lines. What a throw in. Well, that pass surprised everyone, and not in a good way. And that pass just didn't quite work. Simeone. Koke. Oh, nicely intercepted. Passing is crisp and sharp. Knocks it into space. No, that's been intercepted. Looking for a runner. Nice sequence of passes, this. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Well, that was a period of possession which carried just about no threat at all. And he's had it nicked away. Howson cuts it out. And that was asking for too much.
Keep calm and carry on. That's the job in a nutshell now.
He's in a great position here. It's a pretty loose pass. Looking for the run. Barrios. Now it's Griezmann. Well, that pass isn't the best. Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
Threads one in. And that has found him in acres of space. He's got away, and he decides to cross it.
Well, not the worst attempt. A little technical tweak should help the quality.
He's having a pop! And there's his goal! Right back in it! Almost no time remaining. Game still on. Not a defender in sight. He had all the time in the world.
Alvarez really has looked sharp, hasn't he? I get the feeling he fancies himself against this defence now.
And yes, it's him again. Oh, what a game we have on our hands here.
Well, at this stage, Peter, it's going to come down to...
And he shoots! And the ball's come loose here. Oh, he's been caught on it here. Chance! It's a loose ball. It's a threatening... And another try! Incredible! Just incredible! Oh, that has got to be it! This has to be it! Terrific goal. What a super sharp finish.
Yeah, the right touch in moments like that is key to what follows. All very neat and tidy.
Madrid now on the verge of victory, save for a few potentially hectic final moments.
Well, what an end to the game, Peter. But now comes the overwhelming question: how long is there left, including stoppages?
Simeone. Where it came from. Lovely ball and a real chance now. Barrios. Simeone. Now it's Alvarez. Now it's Griezmann. And that will be the final act. Well, that was intense, an enjoyable contest that either could easily have won, ultimately decided by just the odd goal. Well, how will we look back on that?
Well, you can never predict the results of these games, as your usual indicators like form become pretty irrelevant. It's a tough one to take, but these players have got what it takes to come back from this.
Well, that's it for tonight's match, so it just remains for me to thank Jim Beglin alongside me and to wish you all a very good evening. So here we go, yet another page in this long rivalry that has existed between two grand teams. And it looks as though it will continue no matter what else happens, no matter what the hand of fate deals both of these parties. It has the look of a glitzy, grandiose occasion. Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. So it is time to let them at it.
Well, what a game this is, Peter. The pressure on both sets of players is tremendous and...
Oh, good effort! Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
It's quite a show he's putting on here. This is excellent work.
Little doubt who they'll be aiming at here.
Well, I can imagine it's going to be quite a scramble for the ball, but we know...
Pablo Barrios! That is decidedly lacking. Short changes him with that pass. Courtois getting this one clear. Chance here to counter. And here's Rodrigo. He's found a way past. Nice interception, well timed. So, Jim, who would you identify as the key man in this fixture?
I think Longley can become a real quality defender, Peter, if he continues his development. We all know of his abilities. If he can keep those issues with his discipline and temperament in check, then he could have a dominant performance here and the future.
I wonder whether that has anything to do with you being a defender once upon... Griezmann! A collective sigh of relief from the defence. He steps in, and that's the end of that. Rodrigo in acres of space out wide. Barrios. Bellingham wins the duel this time. Oh, super! And it's shown! Whistle's gone, and the referee has given a penalty. And he could not have picked a worse time to give one away. So the most significant moment of the game. He scores for sure! Not a twitch, not a blink.
I just think the keeper committed himself too early.
Madrid penetrate first. It is a truly precious lead.
Well, he's certainly happy with that after what's been said in the build-up, you know.
No, that's been intercepted. Can he get it through? Well played. That has snuffed out the danger. Oh, that's well spotted.
Madrid really can't go chase.
He's having a hit! And that is doing no harm at all.
Well, it didn't quite come off this time, Peter, but that's a warning to the opposition. This team know how to counter, and they'll be looking to do it every chance they get.
That's been cut out, well played. Mendy makes the interception. Howson. Looking to pass their way up the pitch. Now, can they get him away?
You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left behind is filled.
Knocks it into space. It's a pretty loose pass. Challenged just a bit on the firm side. Passing nice and neat. Tries to play it through. That has been cut short. That pass isn't the best. That is good alertness. Alvarez. Great vision. Well timed, excellent interception. Well, good play on the left-hand side here. Baina. Koke. Pass somewhat off target. And it's Arda Güler. Mbappe! Great chance! Oh, the ball's come loose here. Griezmann.
It's the sort of situation that they'll want to capitalise on now.
Mendy kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. And he was quick to react. Nicely weighted ball. And he's in on goal. Big... And he's stuck it away. Oh, that's a key interception. And there's green grass ahead of him. Oh, that looks a cracking ball. Griezmann. Chance! It's... And again! There's a goal! They are right back in business.
Well, it looks like we have ourselves a real game here now, Peter. They've been rewarded for their courage, for their attitude, for their application, and now they'll want another.
And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
That has been drummed into him from such an early age, Peter. It almost came as second nature. He susses the keeper couldn't hold on to it, and he's there in a flash.
We're looking at a different game now.
Well, I'd happily watch this every week, Peter. This is exactly what you want from a big game.
Pinches it off him, and here's Griezmann. Can he get on the end of this? Valverde. Rodrigo. Ball looks a good one. Longley spots it and intercepts. That pass has been well intercepted. Vinicius Junior. Baina. Well played, well sorted out. That's it, 45 minutes up. So it's all squared. Neither side has been able to make a telling difference, but it hasn't been for the lack of trying. Well, the players definitely know they're in a derby. More of the same to come after the break, you can be sure of that. Well, they've gone toe-to-toe for those 45 minutes, and at half-time the score is 1-1. Madrid get the ball rolling in the second half. Now it's Barrios. Well played right into his path. Can he finish? Griezmann! Becoming a modern great!
Surprise, surprise, who else? The ideal time and the ideal man to do it. This is going to liven up the second half.
And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for.
Yeah, I always felt this was coming. There was a clear increase in both intensity and tempo. Now all they need is to try and maintain it.
Well, that's a vigorous challenge. Referee has just said play on. Madrid can breathe again, just.
Oh, that's brilliantly defended, though. It looked destined for a goal.
Oh, that was vital. Tries to pass it through. Hansko cuts out the pass. Looking for the run. He has found the way through. And a chance! Deftly away.
That, Peter, is wonderful reading of the game. Perfect positioning. Well played.
Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. Now that's well seen too. Now it's Griezmann. Looking to play him in. Alvarez. He's through on goal here. And the shot! It's a goal! Two up and in charge, and things are looking pretty good for them now. And that will surely go down as one of the easiest goals he could ever score.
Some great movement here, and the pass was perfect. All he had to do was just apply the finishing touch.
So the lead now is 2.
Well, there's only one team in it at the moment, and the question is, will they be happy to sit on this?
Valverde looking for options for movement. Alvarez threads one in. Valverde, Mbappe, Ruggeri promptly onto that, and that is that. Well, we expected better, and so did he. Now it's Vinicius Junior. He is through here. Oh, looks like he's been taken out there. And here's Mbappe, and he is dashing away. Mbappe showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. Oh, nicely intercepted. Oh, it's Griezmann! Denied by an instinctive save.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
It's their second corner of the game. And that's a simple one for the keeper. And now they can spring out of defence. Longley kept his eye on it, and he's there. Howson calmly anticipates. Good chance here! Just wouldn't stay down for him.
Koke most definitely hit it with a lot of venom and little control. It carried hardly any danger.
Lovely pass, but can he get there? Oh, what a mistake! Oh, that's a real chance! And he has his goal! Terrific goal, what a super sharp finish.
Oh, what a touch. I mean, how good was that? Poetry in motion.
Just one in it now.
Well, I think they have every chance of levelling this now, Peter, but they've got to stay calm and not go completely gung-ho.
Biner! He's shot, surely!
I think the message here is quite clear, Peter. They want another one and will seemingly keep going until they get it.
Oh, he's been caught on it here! He won't be happy with that one. Ruggeri. Longley. Oh, that's fabulous. Well read, and the danger is averted. And he's there to get it away.
I think we're about to see a frenetic finish. No half measures from here.
Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Nice looking ball. And he's being shifted off it. Aimed beyond the defence. Oh, it's a great ball here. Oh, shooting chance! And it's hoisted clear.
Habrá 2 minutos de descuento.
Barrios. Now it's Alvarez. Pops him off it and wins back the ball. Whatever he had in mind, that was not it. That ball looks a good one. And that will be the final act. What a terrific response it was to adversity. What a fantastic game from those players. What unity, what joy. That was so very, very good. Solot voted man of the match, and deservedly so. The end of the game. Reflections?
Madrid really were great today. They showed a lot of battling qualities required in a game like this, such as intensity, personality, a gritty spirit. I think this result was well merited.
And that's where we have to end it. From me, Peter Drury, and my co-commentator, Jim Beglin, a very good evening to you all. Hello and welcome one and all. The atmosphere building very nicely here. Gorgeous, gorgeous evening. The skies are clear, the noise is fervent, the atmosphere frenetic. My name's Peter Drury, and here's my co-commentator for the game. It's Jim Beglin.
Hi Peter, it's great to be here.
Some terrific scenes here in Barcelona. My goodness me, it's made even better by 100,000 supporters in full voice. So straight into the action. Jim, who do you reckon is pivotal?
Yeah, Robert Lewandowski. He's just about the perfect all-round striker. Not least because he can finish equally well with both feet, Peter. It's not all about his finishing, though. He's always on the shoulder, looking for that ball in behind, and that prevents the opposition defence from getting too high or, indeed, getting too comfortable.
Yeah, he'll be looking for a goal or two. Lopez, showing great feet there. Lopez were getting up there! No, couldn't quite control it.
Well, the manager clearly has to react to this and tactically change what's happening. It's too easy for them to get in.
And it's Soboslai. He has found the way through. He's a sharp little ball here. Frimpong was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Well, that looks a decent ball, and it's been played through. Well, they've got it again. There were better options before the ball was lost. Easy to say from up here, I know. Gomez kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Wirtz. So, Jim, what have you made of what we've seen so far?
Well, I think both teams probably feel it's too early for either to start taking real risks. So they're still very much in a phase of testing.
Yamal! Oh, that was a brilliant save.
Lamine Yamal is offering a wry smile there. The taker has to look for options because an aerial supply doesn't look promising here.
Yeah, they need to be thinking in terms of guile, deception. He's gone for goal! And that's off target.
Well, it was going to take something a bit special from there, and that wasn't it.
Pau Kubasi is there, and he can pick it up. Gomez. Stood up well to him there. And it's Cancelo. And the ball's come loose here. Gomez attempts a clearance. He's having a pop! He's keen, determined to have his say.
Well, they're just unrelenting, Peter, wave after wave of attacks. Now it's just a matter of making at least one of them count.
Oh, great leap! Oh, that wasn't the worst effort in the world. Oh, a delicate chip through. Your impression so far, Jim?
Well, it's plain for all to see who has settled into this game with the greater superiority. Now for a goal.
He steps in, and that's the end of that. But it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
It'll be a throw-in.
Are certainly playing with an intense focus in executing their plan here.
João Cancelo goes for goal! Boy, he struck that clean. Approaching the half-hour mark. Short changes him with that pass. Martin makes the interception. And it's Olmo. Wirtz. Yamal. Good effort from distance. Trying their luck again.
Barcelona really aren't troubling anybody doing that. It looks like a show of desperation.
Here's the header! No, he didn't quite meet it right. Gravenberg. And it's Olmo. Danny Olmo has been caught there, it's a foul. It's a good 35 yards out, this.
He's got to have a go at this, and it looks straightforward.
Koundé. And here's Danny Olmo. Oh, that's really good play on the right. He's driving forward. Not much subtlety about that challenge. Well, he's not happy with that challenge, but the referee has let it go. And that's definitely not his best. Not the most accurate pass. And here's Wirtz. And a shot! A collective sigh of relief from the defence.
Modern football for you. You get zero time to think on the ball. Take too long, and that happens. It gets pinched.
Passing is crisp and sharp. The pressing's intense, and it's paid off. Pedri. Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
Barcelona clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to quickly regroup.
Habrá un minuto de descuento.
And he cuts out the supply. He's got away.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
And it's Lopez. Tries from a long way out. Oh, and they really should have been made to pay. The whistle's gone, and that's it for the first half. A decent enough half, but neither side able to get on the score sheet. Time for some fresh ideas in the second period, perhaps. What do you think we're up to after 45 minutes?
Yeah, no goals so far, but it's certainly not through lack of effort. They've had quite a few opportunities so far, but their shooting, not good enough.
Well, it's been a half that hasn't lacked suspense or intrigue. It's only lacked goals. 0-0 at the break. And we're already back up and running after half-time.
Barcelona are probably feeling relatively good about themselves, so I don't think the manager has seen anything to change in his half-time team talk.
And that was asking for too much. Fermin. It's Gavi. And it's Lopez. Fermin. Gravenberg.
Well, the moans and groans from the stands now are very audible.
And it's Lopez. Lovely pass, but can he get there? And he's gone searching cross-field. And he was quick to react. Now, who's going to be first to this? Nicely weighted ball. Now it's Lewandowski. Fermin. Goalless still. Neither side really getting onto the front foot. That's a good ball out wide. Martin clears it away. And that pass is somewhat less than ideal.
Liverpool clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
Looking for the run. Nicely aimed pass. João Cancelo spots it and intercepts. Now, can they get him away? Gavi. He's having a hit! Oh, and that one's done no damage in the end.
Gavi really looked as though he had chosen correctly then, and yet we quickly realised he hadn't.
João Cancelo cuts out the pass. Lopez. Well, he's going to be disappointed with that. Oh, played through for the wide man. He won't be happy with that one. Endo. Aimed beyond the defence. Well, in probably an entirely one-sided game, still up for grabs. Nothing to show for all the pressure. That'll be a throw. Robertson.
That's going in strongly.
Pedri. Closing in on the last quarter of an hour. Gomez. Knocks it into space. Now it's Isak. Tries to play it through. And he's in on goal. Can he finish? It's loose and there's a race for the ball. Oh, he's been caught on it here. Big chance! Frustratingly close. Liverpool can now introduce the first of their substitutes. Now it's Lewandowski. Oh, that pass isn't the best. And he's managed to get free. Brilliantly cut out. Nicely shaped ball.
Don't you just love the level of intensity here? Neither is prepared to back down, and to be honest, that's how it should be.
Well, a glitch with the rangefinder there, and evident annoyance.
Encouraged the pass with an intelligent run, but the pass just lacked pace.
He's shifting through the gears here. Has crossed into the middle. Deftly away. Can he get on the end of this? Incoming delivery. Cleared away.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Whistle's gone and the referee has given a penalty. Barcelona have been handed a game-changing chance. So where will he go? Brilliant save from Alisson!
Oh, once the save was made, the change to both mindsets could be hugely telling now.
Now it's Isak. He's picked his way through. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested.
Un minuto de descuento.
Now it's Grafenberg. And he's cut it out. Gavi. Quality ball. Referee looks at his watch and blows his whistle. So a tough one to gauge. Defensive dominance combined with wastefulness in attack, and the outcome inevitable. How would you sum up what we've witnessed, Jim?
Well, a decent draw, Peter, with a good mix of action and plenty of talking points, and it ended with the right result, in my opinion.
Well, thanks to Jim alongside me, and as the fans make their way home, so must we. Good evening to you. So hello and welcome to everybody who has joined us for the build-up to this occasion of ultimate tribalism. And as you would expect, that build-up has been remarkable. They fight here not just for the pride of their manor, but in the ultimate show of one-upmanship. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. So the gloves are off, Jim.
Yeah, well, I think it's going to be a game where the two key words are pride and courage, Peter. Pride in that you have to be prepared to fight for everything, and courage to be daring, to stand up and to commit yourself.
We're up and running then. Yet another page in the history of this grand old rivalry. A game this so far beyond the ordinary. And he's picked out the run. Griezmann has it in a wide position. Mendy did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Simeone gets into a good position. Courtois claims it without any fuss. Howson gets across to intercept that. Oh, no joy this time. Courtois with the clearance. And he's there to retrieve it. Alvarez is the guilty party there. Oh no, he's got that wrong. Jim, who do you pick out as the telling individual today?
Well, Julian Alvarez, Peter, is a player who I think is very intelligent with his movement. Often he plays in the number 10 position. He just drops that little bit deeper to suck defenders out of position. And once he's done that, then he's capable of creative force.
Goes for a shot! And he has his goal! The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
Marcó en el minuto 18 el dorsal 14.
So we have had the first significant moment. It is 1-0.
Well, that's changed the mood entirely, as you'd expect, Peter. It'll be fascinating now to see what kind of reaction it will cause.
Tries to pass it through. And the shot! And a neat finish! And they're threatening to fly away here. A momentary lapse mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely lethal.
It's just sloppy to lose the ball like that, Peter. The ease which they were able to cut through them from there, that definitely doesn't have a good look about it.
Things starting to look very comfortable.
Yeah, it's all happening now. There's been an upping of the intention and urgency, a real step up in possession and purpose now.
Koke. Mendy cuts it out. Now it's Koke. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Spread neatly. Dealt with nicely by the defence. That's really well manoeuvred. Oh, just skips. Tries from distance. And that was too close for comfort.
He's not happy, and you'd expect that, but at least there's plenty of appreciation for what was a genuinely fine effort. Madrid have really been terrific at snuffing out the threat. Now for something different.
Llorente.
Barrios. He's going to be disappointed with that.
Alexander-Arnold.
Baina. Koke. He's found a way through. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. He's picked his way through. Good ball, good take. Howson. And here's Mbappe. Mbappe proves just a little bit too strong. Well, played right into his path. Courtois clears. And he's only too happy to take that back. The less said about that pass, the better.
Approaching half-time and still behind. Can they make something happen now?
Rudiger cuts out the pass. Bellingham, who's set up one goal so far. Brahim Diaz. And that has left him in a heap. Knocks it into space. It's played through for him. Great chance! Good run, lovely take, but that is where it stopped.
That's good running. It makes life so much easier when you have people who are willing to go beyond the defence like that.
Pass is just off target. No, again there's no way through. That looks a decent ball. That's been cut out, well played. Nice looking ball. That's good vision. And that was asking for too much. And the referee says that is that for the first half. What do you think we're up to after 45 minutes?
Madrid really are lucky not to be down by more, Peter. The manager's going to have to come up with something a little special to lift these players, otherwise this one's as good as done.
Well, the players definitely know they're in a derby. More of the same to come after the break, you can be sure of that. So that was the first half, and we will be back with the second half shortly. Gets us going once more.
I think it'll be fascinating to see how they're going to change their approach here. They have to go for it and try and pull one back, but they also have to be aware that going 3 down will probably seal their fate.
And that's been what... He's having a shot! Yes! And with that, it is pretty much a done deal. Sharp, simple, satisfying. He just knew what was on.
Well, I admire players who do that because they just don't give up on anything.
A case now of complete control. Now, can they get him away? Well, the run has been sold a little bit short there.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
Alexander-Arnold gets over and intercepts. That has ended up in no man's land. Not the most accurate pass. Nicely weighted ball.
Vinicius Junior really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
That is good alertness. And that's another good win of the ball.
Well, the way this game is offering less possession, they'll need to have a very good conversion rate.
Valverde. And he's intervened well there. Simeone looking for the run. Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
Well played. That has snuffed out the danger. And it's Koke. And here's Alvarez.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
And they're back on the ball again. And this is Griezmann. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
Well, that tackle was immense, and so was the relief. The great escape.
Simeone. And this is Griezmann. Tchouaméni. And here's Mbappe. Looking to play him in. And he's in on real chance! It's a goal! Just cruising! They are cruising! And he stuck it away as if laser-guided.
Just way too good, Peter. The keeper was never going to stop it.
Things looking so easy, almost too easy here. Baina. Tchouaméni. Can he get it through? Oh, he's found support out wide. Shapes to shoot! Goal! And this is getting ridiculous, borderline crazy.
Look, all they want to hear right now is the final whistle. They've been humiliated.
And he's done it again. He's got his second. This is a gloriously greedy performance.
This is wonderful front-footed football. The manager will be absolutely thrilled to see his team clicking in every department.
I wouldn't fancy playing up front in these circumstances, to be honest. There's absolutely no supply.
Koke. Bellingham. And here's Mbappe. They've got to be quick to recover this.
Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
Vinicius Junior! In he goes again. And there's a goal. How many? Just how many? The gulf in class is vast.
Absolutely no element of fluke either. Makes this even more worrying in some ways. And things are much healthier in their favour. Mind you, you would have thought that when the last one went in.
Oh, well played, well sorted out. Courtois punts it upfield. And here's Mbappe. Well timed, excellent interception. Oh, can he get onto this? Now it's Mbappe. Looking for options for movement. Mbappe unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. It's just beyond his reach. Now it's Mbappe. Can he get on the end of this? Longley promptly onto that, and that is that.
And he welcomes it in. In with the challenge.
Chouameni. Now he's got space here. Nicely intercepted. Barrios. This is a promising build-up. Looking for a runner. Well, the chip pass hasn't quite come off.
Habrá
Ruggeri.
3 minutos de descuento.
Board shows there will be 3 extra minutes.
Simeone.
And here's Griezmann.
Rudiger makes the interception. Oh, that's fabulous. Simeone. Can he finish? And that is faded wide. That should be it. That will be it. A tale of two teams, one irresistible, unstoppable, the other fragile and seemingly clueless. So there it is. What struck you most about that?
Well, you can never predict the results of these games, as your usual indicators like form become pretty irrelevant. It's a tough one to take, but these players have got what it takes to come back from this.
So just time for me to say thanks to Jim for his wisdom and to wish you all a very good evening. So hello and welcome to everybody who has joined us for the build-up to this occasion of ultimate tribalism. And as you would expect, that build-up has been remarkable. They fight here not just for the pride of their manor, but in the ultimate show of one-upmanship. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. Familiar feeling this for you, Jim?
Yeah, well, I think it's going to be a game where the two key words are pride and courage, Peter. Pride in that you have to be prepared to fight for everything, and courage to be daring, to stand up and to commit yourself.
We are just getting started. One of the most eagerly awaited games in football. It never lets us down. A game this so far beyond the ordinary. Oblak claims comfortably.
And that has left him in a heap.
He's a sharp little ball here.
Oh, that's fabulous. Deflected behind for a corner kick.
And we have our very first corner.
Oh, great leap!
No, just not quite.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a bit disappointed with that, Peter. You would have fancied him to at least hit the target.
Great defending, strong and determined.
Now it's Rodrigo. Jim, who do you pick out as the telling individual today?
Well, this guy, Peter, Marcus Llorente, has had a huge effect by just moving position, moving a little further forward. Who would have imagined he could be so creative and such a prolific goal scorer too? Expect to see him make a lot of those powerful surges up the pitch, and at times he'll drop in as a number 10 in that supporting striker's position.
Yeah, he'll certainly be leaving his mark on this game, quite possibly actually at both ends.
Mendy promptly onto that, and that is that.
Bellingham.
Alexander-Arnold picks it up now.
Bellingham!
That is a super hit, but it was always just off target.
Well, he looks like he's annoyed with himself there. He didn't do an awful lot wrong, did he?
Still goalless.
Mendy.
Foot in. That's a foul. Simple decision for the referee.
He knew what was coming. That's a yellow card. Mbappe.
Great vision. And he plays one through. Oh, well played, well sorted out.
Madrid definitely like their pressing from the front.
Yeah, it's relentless at times, Jim, isn't it? High energy, high intensity.
Standard practice nowadays, Peter. Make sure you don't give your opponents any time to think on the ball.
Oh, strongly challenged there.
Mendy.
Not the most accurate pass.
And he's managed to get rid. Alexander-Arnold.
Rudiger.
Just coming up to the 30-minute mark. It's Griezmann! And he has his goal! Oh, beautifully dispatched. There was no reaching that.
Just way too good, Peter. The keeper was never going to stop it.
So we have had the first significant moment. It is 1-0.
Well, that's changed the mood entirely, as you'd expect, Peter. It'll be fascinating now to see what kind of reaction it will cause.
And here's Rodrigo. And it's Alexander-Arnold. Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point.
And the score is 1-0.
Well, He has slightly undercooked that one.
Madrid clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to quickly regroup.
No messing about, just bludgeoned away.
Alvarez! Nearly, but not quite.
I'm a little surprised that he actually couldn't make that count. He's so good from that range. Often he'll find a net.
Looking for the run. Shot could be on. He might be in here. Mendy. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal. And it had to be.
That appeared to be an inevitable outcome. Too much traffic.
Oh, he's brought him down, and it is a penalty. And that is a huge moment in the context of the game. This to be all square. Oh, brilliant stop from Oblak.
Barrios.
Oh, really well played.
He's in a great position here. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested.
Habrá 2 minutos de descuento.
Played out to the left flank. And he's quick to return it.
Valverde. Bellingham.
That's the end of the first 45. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here. Any opinion you'd like to express on the first half?
OK, they got hit with that one sucker punch, but I don't think there was much wrong with their overall approach. I think the boss needs to give his team a lift during the break, and they should still be quite buoyant.
Well, it has been confrontational, combative, competitive, everything you'd expect from Derby Day. Goals, goals and more goals, that's been the story of the half. The teams separated by the tiniest of margins at the break. We're on the move again.
Well, if you're ahead, it's a good time to start moving the ball quicker, Peter. Entice your opponents out. See if you can open them up a bit more.
Rudiger is there, and he can pick it up. Ruggeri. That pass isn't the best. Now it's Griezmann. And here's Vinicius Junior. Knocks it into space. Getting up there! Dispatched clinically. They have come roaring back.
Well, I always thought they had it in them, Peter. They upped the quality as needed, and once they got going, they were awfully hard to stop.
One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Madrid are such an adept counter-attacking team. They produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal, and it's very impressive.
Chance for a shot! Oh, and that one's done no damage in the end.
Yeah, it's good movement, though. A bit unlucky he couldn't actually steer it goalwards.
And the referee has brought play back and shown him a yellow card. Stood up well to him there. Barrios. That's a little off target. And he was quick to react. Vinicius Junior. Simeone. And here's Rodrigo. And the shot! He's got away with one there. Aimed beyond the defence. Now it's Baina. Now it's Alvarez. Flings it across. Howson is there and he can get that clear. He's gone for goal. And no one is overly concerned about that.
Well, it was an ambitious attempt, but it'll keep the defence on its toes at least.
Engages and forces him off the ball. Now, can they get him away? Oh, super ball! He's had a shot! There's a goal! And the game is well and truly turned on its head! And that was as close to certain as can be.
Well, that's really well played, Peter. You have to appreciate the simplicity of it all. A killer pass, perfectly delivered.
Madrid with the lead.
Yeah, I always felt this was coming. There was a clear increase in both intensity and tempo. Now all they need is to...
Chance, surely!
Madrid may only be one behind, but they're showing much in terms of threatening parity.
Alexander-Arnold. Passes short and sharp. Whatever he had in mind, that was not it. Alvarez. Now it's Griezmann. Koke. And that could set him on his way. Goulet. Rodrigo. Kubil with the slide tackle there. Simeone. Alvarez. That is ended up in no man's land. Looking to play him in. Rodrigo. Oblak gets his hands on it and the danger is averted. Llorente. Well, he's going to be disappointed with that. And here's Mbappe. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending and they got away with it.
Yeah, they showed a vulnerability until the move was stifled. That'll have stirred a little concern.
And he's let fly. Could have won it there and then. He knows that. Oh, he knows it.
Goulet really should have done better there. I just hope for his sake that he doesn't live to regret that.
And they're back on the ball again.
Madrid surely have to be commended for their drive and desire. Most teams would be taking the easier defensive route by now.
Time is running out here.
Yeah, it's not looking good, Peter. Never say never, though.
Out towards the flank. Oh, well played. Pass somewhat off target. Can he get on the end of this? No, the ball's gone astray. Oh, he's been caught on it here.
I think we're about to see a frenetic finish. No half measures from here.
Kubil makes the interception. And it's Barrios. Now it's Simeone.
He looked rushed. He should have waited for some movement.
Rudiger gets it away. There's a player in need of attention here.
Yeah, maybe a touch of cramp, Peter. Hopefully nothing more serious than that.
He's going to continue, it seems, albeit a little gingerly. That has not gone well. Tries to play it through. Goulet. It's destined for the flank. 2 minutes to be added on. That's really well cleared. Referee's given a throw. Knocks it out wide. Added time is up, and there goes the whistle. Well, what a game. Unpredictable to the very end, momentum shifting this way and that. The kind of match, as neutrals, we all love to come and see. So there it is. What struck you most about that?
Well, you can never predict the results of these games, as your usual indicators like form become pretty irrelevant. It's a tough one to take, but these players have got what it takes to come back from this.
My thanks to Jim. We both wish you a very good evening.
Well, what a sight this is, a beautiful evening, and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing.
I'm your commentator, Peter Drury, and providing his unique brand of expert analysis, here's Jim Beglin.
Well, thanks for that, Peter. I'm more than ready to get going here.
Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. If you have just joined, you have just missed the kickoff. Jim, which player is best equipped for this game?
Well, it's hard to ignore Bellingham, Peter, because he's been compared to so many past England greats. His versatility, the unpredictability, those late runs from deep that make him a great threat. Will he reach those heights? He certainly has all the potential.
I'm thinking the same. He will be... Goes for goal! Oh, that was a brilliant save.
Beraldo actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
Tries to play it through. Howson cuts out the pass. Mendy tries to pass it through. He's found a way through. Now, can they get him away? Lunin gets his hands on it, and the danger is averted. Well, the run has been sold a little bit short there.
Paris Saint-Germain clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. And the through ball. It's Dembele! And he gets rid in a hurry. Lee Kang-in receives it in a wide position. No messing about, just bludgeoned away. That's a shade optimistic. Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
Dealt with nicely by the defence. And he's managed to gift it back. Fabian Ruiz. That's a risky ball, you've got to say. Chouameni. Now it's Mbappe. He's shifting through the gears here. And into the grateful arms of the keeper.
Mbappe clearly held on to it far too long there. Did he do enough to find someone? He looked as if he had his mind set on trying to do everything his way.
And that's definitely not his best. The other side yet able to force a breakthrough here. Vinicius Junior. Now the big chance! It's there! He does it all with an air of efficiency and simplicity.
Well, when you get in that position, it's all about composure. Panic can't come into it, and it didn't.
So the first moment of real significance.
Well, I guess this ought to make things interesting, Peter. No doubt the opposition will now be forced to play a more open and riskier game.
Alexander-Arnold is sporting a guilty look after that.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, you know, and they have every right to be.
And there's green grass ahead of him. Dembele! And that's a sharp finish. That is remarkable. All square in a matter of moments.
Well, that's so refreshing. They went a goal down, and you never would have guessed it. Their reaction has been emphatic. Well, Peter, they're trying to claim offside here, but this stinks of desperation to me. They know they've got it wrong.
We're looking at a different game now.
Well, they just couldn't have responded any better, Peter. Yeah, there's the old cliche about how teams can lose focus after scoring, but you still have to take your chances. Brilliant. Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Now it's Lee Kang-in. And it's Ruiz. He's gone for goal! That was superb goalkeeping.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
Valverde. Knocks it into space. Tries one from range. And that is wildly off target.
Paris Saint-Germain certainly looks sharp there. They're very well drilled in this art of counter-attacking.
Great vision.
Oh, good steal, he just read it. Now it's Vinicius Junior. Can he get on the end of this? Chance! Oh, that was no routine save.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
And we have our very first corner. Well, that pass isn't the best. Oh, it's Dembele. Threads one in.
That's positional goals, the utilisation of space.
He is through here. Here comes, he leaps for it. Nearly, but not quite.
Well, there wasn't too much wrong with his effort. He needs to get on the ball again and give it another crack. I would.
Alexander-Arnold. Looking to play him in. He's being urged to shoot. Alexander-Arnold. Bellingham. Can he get it through? Lovely pass, but can he get there? This is Dembele.
There they go, hunting again.
Valverde. And that signals the end of the first period. So it's all squared. Neither side has been able to make a telling difference, but it hasn't been for the lack of trying. Some first-half thoughts?
Well, I don't think either side will have too much to complain about or worry about, Peter. 1-1 is a fair reflection of the game so far, so it'll be fascinating to see how both teams go about trying to establish a little more control in this second half.
Paris Saint-Germain are level pegging at half-time then, and it's a finely balanced game. 1-1 the score. Madrid kick off the second half.
Paris Saint-Germain have been the team that have had the lion's share of possession and chances. OK, they haven't got much to show for it, but I think it's a case of keep going and eventually you'll get your break.
Now it's Lee Kang-in. And that pass is somewhat less than ideal.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
Oh, he's been caught on it here. And they've managed to get rid. He's going for goal! Big relief, it just needed better contact.
Well, I suppose he was being urged to shoot. Maybe the crowd will stay a little quieter next time.
That has been slung wide. Valverde. Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
Madrid clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to quickly regroup.
And he's there to belt it away. Now it's Vinicius Junior. Looking for options for movement. Over to the right flank. Looking for a runner. Now it's Mbappe. Lee Kang-in. Dembele. And here's the chance to counter. Now it's Mbappe. He's picked his way through. That's the keeper's ball. Just about up to the hour now. Alexander-Arnold. He's going to be disappointed with that. He's a sharp little ball here. Oh, just a keeper now! And that's left him on the seat of his pants. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. And he's intervened well there. And he plays one through. Safonov claims comfortable. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision.
And he's managed to get rid, but they've got it again. This is Dembele. Barcola. Now that looks a decent ball. Rudiger can clear it away. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Safonov with the clearance. Now it's Mbappe. And he's straight offside. Chouameni, pass somewhat off target. Mayulu, who does have an assist to his name. He's got away. Well, that pass surprised everyone, and not in a good way. And it's Ruiz. Chouameni, Hakimi kept his eye on it, and he's there. And that is a little undercooked. Played through into space.
You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left behind is filled.
Mayulu, searching pass he's played there. Chouameni for Valverde. And that's very disappointing, it has to be said.
Well, there's no doubt that they want to win this, Peter. They'll have to maintain the energy and dynamism until the very end, though.
And he thumps it clear. Now it's Rodrigo. Hakimi gets over and intercepts. He steps in, and that's the end of that. Pass is just off target. Madrid have it back and can go again. It's a searching pass. A game with so much to recommend it. Fabulous contest, but still no clear winner.
Listen, the fans haven't given up on this by any means. They still believe it can be won. Might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Vinicius Junior showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. Nicely weighted ball, and nicely intercepted. Bellingham. Aims beyond the defence. Now it's Lee Kang-in. And we're done. So it does end all square. Inspiration, perspiration, both on show in equal measure. Just not enough on either side to find a winner. Dembele picking up the Man of the Match award, and no surprise there. Well, after all of that, Jim, what are you thinking?
Paris Saint-Germain certainly had some good moments, Peter. There were plenty of encouraging spells that more should have been made of.
So many thanks to Jim Beglin. That's all we have time for. Good evening to you.
Welcome to those who have joined us all here on a beautiful, clear evening. The conditions contributing to a fantastic atmosphere in the stands. This really is the place to be.
I'm Peter Drury, and here with me in the commentary box, I'm glad to report, is Jim Beglin.
Hi Peter, always good to work with you. I'm really looking forward to this now.
Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up and we'll be getting underway very soon. So straight into the action.
Jim, who do you reckon is pivotal?
Well, Peter, I think the role Jude Bellingham will be given will be important here. He's like a combination of...
Vinicius Junior!
Well, the finish certainly didn't match the build-up.
That's good running. It makes life so much easier when you have people who are willing to go beyond the defence like that.
Great vision.
You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left behind is filled.
Rabiot. Chouameni goes for goal!
And that caused a fair bit of alarm.
A good disguise on that, though. I don't think many people would have expected him to absolutely clatter it the way he did.
Brahim Diaz has it out wide and in space. It's loose, and there's a race for the ball. Oh, it's played into the area. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do.
So, Jim, what have you made of what we've seen so far?
Well, both sides seem happy with the patient approach for now, still trying to have a good look at one another.
Madrid with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. And he's there to clear it. This is good pressing, they're not short on bodies. Tries to play it through. Deftly away. Spread out to the left. Well timed, excellent interception. And it's been played through. Oh, he's having a go! And he should have made them pay.
Vinicius Junior deserves a lot of credit for his willingness to make those runs. The passers will always have an option with him.
Nicely weighted ball. Mbappe gets into a good position. He's had a shot! He doesn't look too happy with that.
I think that was probably what the opposition wanted him to do, Peter. They're not going to be overly worried if he's shooting from that sort of distance.
That's a little off target. Looking for a runner. Oh, he'd have done well to reach that. Your impression so far, Jim?
Madrid have definitely started much the stronger. They're far more creative.
And it's Hernandez.
Vinicius Junior. Mbappe is onto this. Threads one in. Mbappe providing an outlet on that flank. Tries a shot! It's loose now and they want to get it back. He'll try to keep this alive. France
Are inclined to exhibit a more cavalier approach to the game, Jim.
Yeah, possession-based football can be expansive and stylish, provided you have enough ballers in your team and someone who can dictate the tempo. It's not a style that anyone can necessarily play easily, Peter.
Brahim Diaz looking to receive it in space. It's a throw-in. Dembele. Now it's Mbappe. Now, can they get him away? Alexander-Arnold kept his eye on it, and he's there. Valverde. He steps in, and that's the end of that. Koundé. Well, that has not gone well. Howson.
Oh, we expected better, and so did he.
No, it's come to nothing.
Rudiger. Bellingham.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
Now that's well seen too. Koundé. It's a pretty loose pass. Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Dealt with nicely by the defence. Well, I'm not sure how the stats look in terms of expected goals, but nothing actual has materialised so far. Mbappe knocks it into space. Camavinga.
Madrid have turned up with a human blockade. This is top defence.
And that pass just didn't quite work. Could move up a gear here.
Olise.
Camavinga.
For Olise.
Now it's Mbappe. Oh, that's fabulous. And the pass is intercepted. And that brings the first half to a close. It hasn't been a bad watch, not by any means. The intensity levels are there. We've just lacked that telling breakthrough moment. Reflections on the first half?
It's a bit disappointing the way the team couldn't make the most of what looked like a pretty high-octane start, Peter. But this break should give them enough time to rediscover their focus and intent and start the second half in a similar manner. They have to keep believing.
Well, it's been a half that hasn't lacked suspense or intrigue. It's only lacked goals. 0-0 at the break. And we're already back up and running after half-time.
Madrid have been the team that have had the lion's share of possession and chances. OK, they haven't got much to show for it, but I think it's a case of keep going and eventually you'll get your break.
And here's Brahim Diaz. Now it's Bellingham. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. Now it's Rabiot. We've got a throw in. Now it's Mbappe. Valverde. Oh, easy pickings there. Lobbed in behind. Dinked through. And he thumps it clear. Brahim Diaz. Oh, that's well spotted. Can he get on the end of this? He's got away.
And he could have done himself a massive favour by just lifting his head up there. You know, it would have been a better picture of what was going on around him.
He's in a great position here. And now they can clear their lines. Just eases him off the ball. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. And that was asking for too much. It is still anyone's game, 0-0.
Madrid are totally dominant in the middle of the park, a no-way-through zone. Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
He's on it, can he get away? Chance, surely! Oh, he's managed to get it all wrong.
Mbappe has every reason to be disappointed after being played in so well. The gaffer won't let him forget that.
Lovely pass, but can he get there? That's gone all the way through to the keeper. Now it's Dembele. Now it's Rabiot. Mbappe receives it in a good position here. Well, there's the clearance. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Oh, just skips past his man. Oh, the ball's gone astray. Dembele. That is good alertness. Vinicius, good chance here! Oh, the ball's run loose here. Mbappe stood his ground strongly. Now it's Olise. Rudiger makes the interception. Short changes him with that pass. Played out to the left flank. Dembele. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Well, that is one way to stop him. Oh, that's a foul in a dangerous area. It's a straight red. He has been given his marching orders. It looks like he's picked up a bit of a knock from that challenge. Well, Jim, I suppose that was the only possible outcome in the circumstances.
Well, I suppose the other choice, Peter, would have...
Olise! Well, now it's a race for the ball. Vinicius Junior. Now it's Vinicius Junior. That looks a cracking ball. Now it's Bellingham. Takes a shot! That was superb goalkeeping.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
This is their second corner of the game. Defending of the desperate variety. Cleared without hesitation.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
Mbappe. Now that looks a decent ball. Oh, super find. And this is Dembele. That's good running with the ball. Oh, what a ball! Shapes to shoot! Goal! Finally the breakthrough!
Well, you can see what it means to all of them. A frustrating game, but now they have what they wanted, and they're rightly pumped and ready to go again.
The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
The first breakthrough.
Well, it's great commitment on show here. They'll be hoping now that they can stay focused and disciplined enough to hold on to this.
Now it's Olise. Tries to pass it through. Not much time now for anything fresh to happen, I think. No, that's been intercepted. Howson. Well, he's felt that, hasn't he? Great ball if he can get there. He's in a good position. Shoots! Tries from distance. Oh, off the bar. Oh, he's given that plenty, but no.
Well, that would have gone down as a bit of a waste. You're in a great position and you end up massively frustrated.
Well, the referee's pulled play back and has booked him for the original offence. Alexander-Arnold, ambitious ball here.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
And he's gone looking for... There's the header! No, just not quite. That's going to go a long way. And that's a throw-in. Added time going up here, it's 3 minutes. That looks a cracking ball. He is through, chance for a shot! And there goes their last chance. Madrid have held on. They have doggedly, sometimes frantically, preserved the tightest of leads. Vinicius Junior voted man of the match, and deservedly so. Your final thoughts, Jim?
Madrid really impressed me with their endless energy, the way they went hunting after the ball, and were able to force so many errors that they made the most of.
So just time for me to say thanks to Jim for his wisdom, and to wish you all a very good evening.
So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here, a clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. I'm Peter Drury, and seated in the experts' hot seat is our man Jim Beglin.
Well, thanks, Peter. There's a great sense of anticipation in this stadium, and I've been hit by it too.
There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. So straight into the action. It's us or them. Always has been, always will be. Sojourn, and the shot! Goal!
Listen, the big names earn their reputations for precisely the reason we've just seen. They have a habit of making their presence felt, and here we are, early stages. He struck one, and he looks hungry for more.
Whoever is in his path, he will always find a way.
Well, at one stage, he was being body-checked, Peter, and then the next minute, it's in the back of the net. That's wonderful striking.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. Now, can they get him away? The most accurate pass. Oh, that's well spotted. Fabian Ruiz. Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. He is through here.
That was lovely, that.
He's taking on the lot of them. Pedro Porro, not one to pass up the chance to run up the defence. He loves those duels.
Well, you can't grumble when a player at least tries to make something happen.
Now it's come to nothing. Grimaldo, that's an imaginative pass. Pass somewhat off target. He has found the way through. Morata! And for sure, that was not one of his best.
Well, I suppose he was being urged to shoot. Maybe the crowd will stay a little quieter next time.
Rodri gathers from the goal kick. That pass surprised everyone, and not in a good way. Now it's Olise, pinches it off him. Fabian Ruiz. Now it's Williams, and he's managed to get free.
Such good technique.
He's having a pop! Now, who's going to be first to this? Some resolute defending there. Fabian Ruiz. Oh, good spread. Oh, no, that was never going to make it. That is ended up in no man's land. Little pass back.
Modern football for you, and all that pressing.
Some really good ball movement. Now that looks a decent ball. Kubasi.
France really can't go chasing this game too soon. Any rash decisions now could see them lose it.
Pedri. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. And it's Dembele. Rodri. Pedri. Now it's Mbappe. Oh, just skips past his man. Olise.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Nico Williams. Looking to play him in. Saliba calmly anticipates. And that's definitely not his best. Morata, nicely spread. Pedri. And the shot!
That's alert and sharp and very well played.
It's loose now and they want to get it back. Camavinga. Oh, nicely intercepted. Rabiot. That has not gone well. That's a good ball out wide. Nice interception, his positioning was spot on. That's a nicely shaped ball. Oh, that's fabulous! Lenormand, defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. Chouameni.
France certainly could do with a positive spell for the remainder of this half, just to set the tone for what's to come.
He's dealt with that really well. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Well, that pass isn't the best. But it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, you know, and they have every right to be.
Hernandez. Dembele. Kubasi. Pedri. Pedro Porro. Oh, played through for the wide man. Oh, that's a key interception. Koundé. Chouameni. It's a pretty loose pass. And here's Nico Williams. Now it's Olise. The whistle's gone, and that's it for the first half. And it's certainly simmered along nicely so far. Just the one goal in it, and it's all still very much up for grabs. France go in at half-time with a game to chase.
Yeah, you don't get any points for stating the obvious, Peter, but thankfully this is still very savable. Keep things simple, keep the intensity high, and hope for an early goal. If that happens, it's a game changer.
Well, it has been confrontational, combative, competitive, everything you'd expect from Derby Day. Well, that is the first half done, and we are ready for what follows in the second.
Changement en cours.
Down to business again.
France can really do with some bigger names standing up here. At times they didn't even look as if they knew what they were doing.
Rabiot, spread out to the left. Oh, it's Dembele. And that's another good win of the ball. Fabian Ruiz. He's going for goal! It's wide, but not by very much.
Oh, did the keeper have that covered? I'm not sure he did. I think I need a replay on that one.
Pedro Porro. Pass somewhat off target. Upamecano. Saliba. Chouameni. And it's Camavinga. Aimed beyond the defence. Fabian Ruiz. And he cuts out the supply. Knocks it into space. Rabiot is offering some sort of an apology there.
Encouraged the pass with an intelligent run, but the pass just lacked pace.
Played out towards the right wing.
Spain have really been terrific at snuffing out the threat. Now for something different.
Well-timed, excellent interception. Can he get it through? Spread neatly. And he's intervened well there. France still this single goal behind. Grimaldo kept his eye on it, and he's there. Oh no, this does not look good. Spain have a free kick, and he has shown him a yellow card.
Just about up to the hour now. That pass has been well intercepted. That's going wide left. And he's had it nicked away. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him.
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal.
Played out wide. Lovely feet. And they're quick to get it back. Kamavinga. That's been slipped through. That has been cut short. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Tries to pass it through. And he has slightly undercooked that one.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
He's got plenty of space out wide here. And that's a simple one for the keeper. So, Jim, what are you thinking?
France are not doing enough to get themselves back in the game. They're not as threatening as their opposition. It's got to change.
That's exactly what they need to keep doing. Carry on plugging away and eventually you might just get that little break.
Well, they're looking a whole lot more urgent now.
I think they just have to keep forcing the issue and they'll get clinical.
Now it's Williams. Oh, perfectly measured that. Oh, he's won a chance for a shot! It's bounced back off the post. Strokes it back.
They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to admire their commitment to goals.
There's the shot! And that is doing no harm at all.
I thought it was a really good break. No shortage of pace nor intensity. Exactly what's required when on the counter-attack.
Nicely weighted ball.
That's positional gold, the utilisation of space.
And that pass just didn't quite work. Now it's Ferran Torres. Great vision. Well, this could be it. Pass something close to a minor miracle.
Well, whatever it is, Peter, it needs to be drastic and quick. Maybe the late show.
Koundé promptly onto that, and that is that. 5 minutes left on the clock. Saliba spots it and intercepts.
Spain nearly finished it off there, but now it's a case of waiting for the whistle.
And it's been hooked away. Now it's Fabian Ruiz. Challenge just a bit on the firm side. Fabian Ruiz. Ferran Torres is sporting a guilty look after that.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
And that's it. Well, that was tense. The two parties separated by the game's only really meaningful moment. Intriguing for the neutrals, unbearable, sometimes unwatchable for those with a vested interest. Well, how will we look back on that?
Yeah, well, I've been on the losing side in games like this, and I can tell you it really does hurt. It's about the fans, and when you let them down, it hurts that bit more. I mean, you can do all the right preparations and still end up on the losing side. I don't think they'll be going out tonight.